In 2024, Las Vegas did not just close 2 casinos, it erased 2 icons. The Tropicana closed after 67 years. 3 months later, the Mirage locked its doors. One site was cleared for a baseball stadium, the other is being rebuilt as Hard Rock Las Vegas. But that is not the real problem. Then, 2025 made the pressure worse. Las Vegas lost around 3.1 million visitors, a 7.5% drop, and the sharpest decline outside the pandemic since records began in 1970. In May 2026, visitation rose again. Strip gaming revenue jumped 13.2%. Downtown gaming revenue fell 4.2%. But a rebound on the Strip does not protect every casino. So, this is the countdown. 5 Las Vegas casinos moving toward 3 kinds of death, and the one most likely to be erased first. One casino on this list is already inside a court-supervised sale process. Another once had a 699-foot tower studied for the ground, where it still stands. Those are 2 very different death clocks. Because in modern Las Vegas, a casino does not die in only one way. It dies in 3. The first, its offer is stripped down until the casino loses what once made people visit. The second, the owner loses control, and lenders or receivers decide what happens next. And the third, the whole building disappears because the land has become more valuable for something else. Eastside Cannery followed that third path. The Boyd Gaming Casino closed in 2020 and never reopened. Even dark and locked, Eastside Cannery still costs more than $500,000 every month to maintain and secure. On March 5, 2026, Eastside Cannery was imploded as Boyd Gaming worked to sell the site for residential development. Same 3 deaths, 5 casinos, 5 different clocks. The first warning sign is OYO Hotel and Casino. OYO is still open, still taking reservations, and there is no announced closure or demolition plan. The 657-room property sits off Las Vegas Boulevard, across from MGM Grand. It can see the Strip giants, but it does not live like one. OYO lives on what Las Vegas struggled to protect in 2025: value. Its 30,000 square foot casino still advertises $1 blackjack and gaming without the usual Strip prices. Value travelers grew more cautious in 2025, while midweek hotel revenue per available room fell around 11% across Las Vegas. OYO's low-cost identity may be what keeps it alive, but when giant resorts discount rooms and add perks for the same customers, OYO has almost no room for error. For now, OYO is still a warning, not a confirmed death. Number 4 is Planet Hollywood, where part of the casino has already disappeared. Planet Hollywood is part of Caesars Entertainment's Las Vegas portfolio. In May 2025, the resort opened a new 23-table poker room after almost 4 years without one. Less than 10 months after bringing it back, Caesars shut it down again. The company moved poker to Caesars Palace and Horseshoe, saying the consolidation better match current demand. That closure came during a weak year for Caesars in Las Vegas. Revenue from its Las Vegas properties fell 4.7% in 2025. Then, on May 28, 2026, Caesars agreed to be acquired by Fertitta Entertainment in a $17.6 billion transaction, including assumed debt. Shareholder and regulatory approval are still required. And that is where the real question begins. What does a potential new owner do with 8 Strip casinos, fighting for many of the same customers? Planet Hollywood has not lost the building, but it has shown the first stage of that death. One room disappears, its job moves elsewhere, and the building stays open. But number 3 has lost something worse than a room. It has lost control. That casino is Downtown Grand. Downtown Grand still takes reservations, drinks are served, jackpots are paid. On the casino floor, it looks alive, but the owners are no longer in ordinary control. Since January 2026, a court-appointed receiver has controlled what happens next. The owners stopped making required interest payments in March 2025. 5 months later, they failed to repay a construction loan that had grown to $90 million. That debt had helped finance a 495-room expansion, taking downtown Grand from 629 to 1,124 hotel rooms. The lender then asked the court to put downtown Grand under third-party control and prepare it for sale. Sales materials went to 162 potential buyers, 25 signed confidentiality agreements, 17 entered direct talks with the receiver's team. Downtown Grand remains open. Its owners no longer decide what happens next. That puts Downtown Grand on the clearest financial clock in this countdown, but the final two casinos reveal something more dangerous. They can stay open, they can attract guests, and the ground beneath them can still become the threat. The first is one of the oldest survivors left on the Strip. Circus Circus opened in 1968. It survived recessions, ownership changes, and decades of people saying its version of Las Vegas was obsolete. In 2019, MGM sold the property to billionaire casino owner Phil Ruffin for $825 million. But MGM was not unloading a dead casino. In the 12 months before the sale, Circus Circus produced $62 million in adjusted property EBITDA. It was working. The real value was not only inside the casino. The deal included the 5-acre Adventure Dome, a 10-acre RV park, and 37 acres of festival grounds. Add it together, and the resort with its surrounding land covers around 102 acres of the North Strip. It also has roughly 2,000 feet of frontage along Las Vegas Boulevard. Then, in January 2025, Ruffin confirmed he was looking to sell. He said the property was worth $5 billion. More than 6 times what he had paid just over 5 years earlier. The land size, he made clear, was a central reason he bought it. That land is why Circus Circus sits at number 2. Circus Circus does not have to lose its guests. It does not have to fail. A buyer only has to decide that 102 acres on Las Vegas Boulevard are worth more in another form. So, Circus Circus may be too large to replace quickly. Number 1 is dangerous for the opposite reason. It is tiny. That casino is Casino Royale. Casino Royale has only 152 hotel rooms. It is a small, low-rise holdout in the center of the Strip, pinned between Harrah's and the Venetian. Then, in 2023, an FAA study examined a possible 699-foot building on that exact site. At that height, it would have been the second tallest habitable building in Las Vegas, behind only Fontainebleau. But there was one obvious problem. To build that tower, Casino Royale would have to be wiped off the site. That is what puts Casino Royale at number 1. Because the casino below is small and flat, and the value imagined above it was 699 feet tall. Just 152 rooms occupy an address where Las Vegas has already explored its second tallest habitable building. But the tower was never approved as a construction project. The FAA study examined aviation safety only. Clark County still would have needed to approve the development, and the FAA determination expired on January 21, 2025. Casino Royale is still open and taking reservations today. So, Casino Royale is not first on the confirmed closure clock, but if that redevelopment plan ever comes back, Casino Royale is the clearest physical death on this list.